Howdy howdy, this is Grady Granny, back again with an arena cutoff video for Marvel Contest of Champions. Today I cover my thoughts for round 1 of the Mephisto and Red Skull arenas. So the first thing I always like to do is kind of compare these arenas to past arenas, kind of categorize them, and then I can then jump into those past arena results to do a little trend analysis. And when it comes to Mephisto's arena, he's an old champ. Really when it comes to feature arenas, I should say, there's two types, old and new champs. And of course, just like I said a minute ago, Mephisto, he's an old champ. He's been in the game for some time. And then when it comes to the 4-star basic arenas, basically there's 3 types: high interest, medium interest, and low interest. And I think with Red Skull, he's going to fall into that medium interest. Since this is his first time into the 4-star basic arena, usually they're either going to fall into the medium interest or high interest bucket. And I think with Red Skull, even though, you know, he's there was a lot of hype for him when he first came out, he kind of became a paper champ at the end of the day. Not a lot of utility, a ton of utility anyway. He hit, you know, hit like wet noodle kind of deal. Not that great of a champ. So there'll still be some interest to go get him just because of Red Skull and what he means in Marvel, the Marvel Universe, all that kind of good stuff. But in terms of this game specifically, Marvel Contest of Champions, he isn't the best type of champ. So that's why he'll fall into that medium interest bucket, at least in my opinion. So with that being the case, let's take a look at some of those past arena results, starting first with the 4-star basic medium interest group. You can see that, you know, that's basically from 2 million to 3 million. That's the range you get. Back in September, we saw Sabretooth and Bishop come through there. Bishop, not the, you know, a decent champ, but not great. First time in the 4-star basic arena, and he went to 2.3. Sabretooth, much better, 2.8. Surprised he didn't actually get into the high interest, but these days he probably would. But anyway, his first round cutoff was at 2.8. Then more recently with Massacre, he came into 2.93. And then Wasp came in at 2.32, which to me, to be honest, this was kind of a surprise. I would probably have switched those. Medium interest, that's fine. That can happen with these champs, but I would thought Massacre's cutoff would be lower than Wasp, but that really didn't happen that way. And I guess because Wasp, she did come around the holiday period, that maybe less folks were grinding the arena, whatever. But whatever the case may be, you can here's Massacre did have a better, or I should say, a higher first round cutoff than Wasp. So that's for the 4-star basic. Let's take a look at the different feature arenas, starting first with the 3-star feature for old champs. That's basically just above that last milestone, which is around 640. That's typically where you see that cutoff, anywhere from 650 to 675. Then when you go into the 4-star feature, therefore for a while we were seeing a pretty steady plateau around 5.6, 5.6, then 5.7 for old champs. And then more recently with Dr. Octopus fell down to 4.9. And when you look at all those previous champs, I would say Dr. Octopus, at least in my opinion, is a better champ. I don't know if he's significantly better, especially against a dupe jug when it comes to arena defense or anything like, or I should say alliance defense, but I do think Dr. Octopus, in my opinion, is a better champ, but for whatever reason, the numbers fell down there. And we even saw that for the new champ, Diablo. His numbers fell down. Diablo, obviously, it doesn't have a ton of utility in the game, isn't one of the best champs, so it's not a surprise to see his numbers drop. But I was surprised to see this lower number for Dr. Octopus in the 4-star feature arena. Then looking at the 5-star feature arena, saw the same thing there. We were kind of plateauing around that 27 to 30 million kind of range for old champs in the 5-star feature arena. Then they just plummeted with Dr. Octopus, and the same thing happened with the Diablo arena. They dropped compared to, now again, that's new champs with Diablo, but here with Dr. Octopus most recently for old champs, it too did plummet. So it's interesting to see if we're going to get back up to that 30 million-ish plateau, or maybe just slowly creep our way up there kind of thing. So considering these trends, here are my thoughts for the first round cutoffs for the Mephisto and Red Skull arenas. I think we are going to see that steady increase, but not all the way back to that previous 27 to 30 million plateau we saw for the 5-star feature arena. Looking all the way over on the left, you can see here I have at 22 million. I think that's the cutoff. With that top 10% shard tier coming in at 12 million. I think for the 4-star feature, same thing. We're going to see a slight increase, but maybe not back to that previous plateau. I think we're going to be looking at a 5.2 million cutoff. Then with the 4-star basic Red Skull, I think we're going to be looking at 2.2. He's going to be on that lower end. Bishop, if Wasp went for 2.3, 2.39, I think it was here recently, I think we're going to see Red Skull going for that a little bit lower than her at that 2.2 million. Then with the 3-star feature Mephisto arena, I think we're looking at 650,000. To be clear, these predictions are for the veterans bracket, meaning you have an account that's been open for over 61 days, or over 60 days, 61 days or greater kind of thing. And to be clear, these predictions, I try to get within 5 to 10% of where the actual cutoffs are, so that's why I always kind of like give a grind target, which gives a little buffer from where I was given those prediction numbers. I think if you really want to make sure you get Mephisto 5-star feature, you probably want to push to 25 million. Again, we saw those previous numbers were around 27, 30 million, but the arena numbers have been plummeting quite a bit, so I don't know if we're going to get back up to that number or if 25 million should get you in the safety zone. I think for now, let's go with 25 million, but you know, if you really want to make sure you don't miss him, you want to might push to that 30-31 number, but I think, you know, we'll see 25 works, but better safe than sorry too. So that's, this is all up to your discretion how much you grind. And then coming to the 4-star feature again, I think, you know, if you want to be safe, go to that previous plateau, 5.5, 5.6, maybe even 5.7. That is where that average number was before we saw Dr. Octopus Arena plummet. So I think that 5.5 should be fine. I think 2.5, 2.6 should be fine for the 4-star basic Red Skull, and then lastly 700,000 for the 3-star feature Mephisto. And again, these grind targets are for the veterans bracket. When it comes to the earlier brackets, beginner and intermediate, there's just not a ton of you know, historical results for me to do any trend analysis on. So this is just numbers based off of recent results. A couple folks from the community have given me, you know, over the last few months. So keep that, you know, keep these numbers. Keep that in the back of your mind that these are really just rough ballpark, not based off of any trend analysis or anything. So when it comes to the 3-star feature beginners bracket Mephisto, I think you're looking at 245. 4-star basic Red Skull around 1 million, and the 4-star Mephisto around 1 million as well. Intermediate bracket, I think the 3-star feature you're looking at 550, the 4-star basic 1 million, and the 4-star feature 1 million as well. So anyway, these are my thoughts for the first round cutoffs for the Mephisto and Red Skull arenas. I'd love to hear your thoughts, especially if you think they're going to be different or have a different opinion on these. I'd love to hear about it. Throw it on down in the comment section. If you have any questions as well, throw them down there and we can discuss those in the comment section too. Other than that, if you like this video, we really appreciate if you click that thumbs up button. And if you like this and other videos I have on the channel and haven't yet subscribed, please do. Thanks a lot for stopping by and have a great day.